Good afternoon, everyone. I am Shafero Darmawan, and in this video, I'm going to read an article titled "What is International Trade?" Alright, without further ado, let's get started. An introduction to international trade. Domestic and international trade both play pivotal roles in the economic development of nations, but they entail different set of risks and complexities. Understanding these differences is essential for businesses, especially exporters and importers, to navigate effectively in the global marketplace while managing associated risks. Key points to consider. Consider a scenario where your country faces a sanction restricting the movement of people and goods in and out of the country. How might these constraints on international trade affect both businesses and consumers within the country? Imagine your country didn't participate in international trade. It could only rely on what it produces domestically to meet its needs. How would this limited access impact the economy and people's lives? Think of the world as a giant supermarket. Each country brings its specialties to the shelves. What unique product or service does your country sell to the world? Alright, next, the domestic trade versus international trade. Domestic trade refers to the buying and selling of goods and services within the borders of a country, involving transactions between individuals, businesses, and governments. International trade involves the exchange of goods and services across nation borders, encompassing imports, exports, and foreign direct investment. A classic example of international trade is the import of electronics from Japan by companies in the United States. In this scenario, Japanese firms manufacture electronic goods and sell them to American consumers, showcasing a clear flow of trade between two nations. Both domestic and international trade play vital roles in every country's economy, but they come with distinct features and risk profiles. Here's a comparative analysis. Features of domestic trade. First, in market. Limited to domestic countries' borders, catering to the domestic population. Second, regulation. Simpler regulation compared to international trade. Third, in transaction. Primarily conducted in domestic currency. Fourth, in risk. Primarily competition from other domestic businesses and economic fluctuations within the country. And next, the features of international trade. First, in market. Global or regional depending on agreements, e.g. United States, Gulf Cooperation Council or GCC, Greater Arab Free Trade Area or GAFTA. Second, in regulation. Complex regulation involving customs procedures, quotas, and varying currencies. Third, transaction. Often involve multiple currencies and foreign exchange risks. And fourth, in risk. International trade involves a variety of risks that can impact businesses, including currency fluctuations, political instability, and regulatory change. Understanding and managing these risks is crucial for companies engaged in global commerce to ensure smooth operation and protect their financial interests. Alright, next. Why do businesses go global despite the risks? Advantages of international trade. In today's interconnected world, businesses face a choice: embrace international trade or risk failing behind international trade while offering numerous economic benefits. It's not without its risks. Despite these challenges, businesses and countries continue to engage in international trade. Let's delve into the advantages of international trade to understand why it remains a cornerstone of the global economy. First, meet the diverse customer demands. International trade helps businesses source raw materials, components, and finished goods globally, ensuring they can efficiently meet customers' needs. This flexibility allows companies to stay competitive and avoid production disruptions. Importing also allows them to offer products customers desire even if domestic production isn't feasible or cost effective. Second, reach new markets and grow revenue. International trade opens doors to new customers based beyond a company's home market. This can be particularly beneficial if domestic demand is limited. However, with the rise of global competition, some companies are strategically shifting production closer to home, reshoring or nearshoring, due to political or economic concern. Third, leverage comparative advantages. Engaging in international trade allows businesses to capitalize on their strength, like lower production costs or specific expertise. This benefits all parties involved, as customers gain access to a wider range of goods and services at potentially lower price. Fourth, lower costs through economies of scale. Producing in longer quantities can reduce the cost per unit, as fixed costs are spread over a greater number of units. This reduction in production costs can lead to lower price for customers and higher profit margin for businesses. For example, Samsung Electronics can produce smartphones at lower cost per unit by manufacturing them in a large quantities. This efficiency helps Samsung remain competitive in the global market. And fifth, competitive advantage of importing and exporting service in global trade. By engaging in cross-border exchange of service such as consulting, financial service, information technology, and tourism, countries can diversify their economic activities beyond the exchange of physical goods. By embracing the trade of service, countries can enhance their economic competitiveness, create jobs opportunities, and foster growth. Alright, next is the strategic benefit. First, diversification of markets and source. Engaging in international trade allows businesses to diversify their markets and source of raw materials. This diversification reduces dependency on a single market or source, mitigation risks associated with market fluctuations, and supply chain disruptions. For example, a company that sources raw material from multiple countries is less affected by disruptions in any one country. If a natural disaster affects the supply chains in one region, the company can rely on alternative sources from other regions. Second, enhance competitiveness. Exposure to international market drives businesses to innovate and improve their products and process. Competing globally forces companies to adopt best practice and invest in research and development. For example, Toyota Motor Corporation's global presence has pushed it to continually innovate and improve its vehicles. This commitment to excellence has made Toyota one of the leading automobile manufacturers in the world. In essence, international trade offers a pathway for businesses to thrive in a global-sized economy. despite the complexities involved. Ultimately, it allows for a more diverse and accessible selection of goods and services for businesses and consumers worldwide. In recent years, global trade has forced handle due to geopolitics, nationalism, and the COVID-19 pandemic. Concern about sustainability and labor costs have led to more production moving closer to home. Still, exporting remains vital for many economies, fostering growth and international business ties. Many of the hindrances in international trade faced by exporters and importers can be mitigated through a clear understanding of Incoterm 2020 rules. This standardized term outline the cost, risks, and responsibilities of the parties involved in international trade, providing a framework for smoother transaction. So next, who are the key players in international trade? Several key players drive international trade. It's contributing to the smooth functioning of global commerce. Understanding their roles help in appreciating the complexity and interdependence of international trade. Logistic and transportation providers. Logistic and transportation provided facilitate the movement of goods across border, ensuring timely and efficient delivery. For example, provide global logistic service helping businesses transport goods to international markets. Government. Governments establish trade policies, negotiate trade agreements, and regulate imports and exports. They play a crucial role in creating a conducive environment for international trade through policies and agreements. For example, the US government negotiates trade agreements like the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, which facilitates trade between the three countries by reducing tariff and streamlining regulation. Next, private sector. Private companies drive significant volumes of international trade through production, sourcing, and distribution across multiple countries. They leverage global supply chains to optimize production and reduce costs. For example, Coca-Cola operates in over 200 countries, producing and distributing beverages worldwide. Its extensive global presence makes it a key player in international trade. Small and medium-sized enterprise. International trade is not exclusively the domain of large companies. It also provides opportunities for small and medium-sized enterprises to extend their reach and contribute to economic growth. Small and medium-sized enterprises play a crucial role in international trade through their export and job creation. Their agility allows them to adapt quickly to changing market conditions, making them valuable players in global supply chains. And next, financial institution. Financial institutions provide trade finance services such as letters of credit, letters of guarantees, supply chain finance solutions, and other financing facilities. These services are essential for mitigating the risks associated with international trade and ensuring smooth transaction. In addition to banks, many fintech have also entered the space, pushing to competition to banks. For example, HSBC offer trade finance services, helping businesses manage risk and ensure financing for their international trade activities. Next is international organization. International organizations set standards, provide trade-related data and research, and facilities dispute resolution. They play a vital role in promoting fair and efficient global trade. For example, the International Chamber of Commerce has set the rules and standards that govern international trade and commerce for the last 100 years, such as the Incoterm 2020, and universally accepted trade finance rules that ensure access to finance and a level playing field. It also supports the continuity of global trade by being the world's most trusted providers of dispute resolution service, promoting access to justice, integrity, and the rule of law to enable business to promote peace, prosperity, and opportunity for all. Next, trade associations and chambers of commerce. This organization represents the interests of businesses involved in international trade, provide networking opportunities, and advocate for favorable trade policies. For example, the International Chamber of Commerce promotes international trade and investment, representing businesses of all sizes globally through its national committees that in turn represent the views of business in their country. The ICC World Chambers Federation connects chambers across borders, creating a better environment for business and MSMA, driving prosperity and opportunity for all. Alright everyone, let's cover all the key points from the article. What is international trade? I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day!